Hey y'all, welcome back. So today, what I'm doing is books that I love to reread. I've got 5 here. I'm thinking about doing like a top 5 series. I've kind of been doing it a little bit anyway. Like I've got my top 5 classics, my top 5 anime, things like that. So this is just kind of adding to that collection. I'll probably have a playlist down below for you here soon, if not already. So today I'm doing 5 rereadable books / series that I love to read. I'm not going to do some of the givens like Harry Potter and Twilight and things like that because these are things you might not have already read, but I'd like to expose you to them, if that makes sense. So let's just go ahead and dig right in. So first off, the Fablehaven series by Brandon Mull is one of my favorite series. I love to reread this. I've read this at least 3 times now since I've got the completed series. This is book 2. I loaned book 1 out. I can't remember to who, but I might just have to buy me another copy because I have no idea if I'll ever see it again. But I love this series. It's about Kendra and her brother Seth. They go to visit their grandparents, and something's afoot at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Grandma's nowhere to be seen, and their grandparents have a secret. They end up being keepers of magical creatures sanctuary, I guess is the easiest way to kind of describe it. So they're in charge of all these animals and creatures, and it's kind of about their adventures. There's 5 books total in the series. I think the 4th book, the 2nd and 4th, I think are my favorites. I really like 2 and I really like 4. 5 is great. I think it was a great conclusion. 1 establishes the story wonderfully. 3, there's a lot of momentum and some character development in it. So all of them are great. But 2 and 4 are probably my favorites. 4 barely edging out 2. But it's a really fun series. It's middle grade, so it's really easy. You fly through them. They're very engaging, and I really like them. Next up is The Secret Garden. This book was always at my hip as a kid. This is a different copy that I just recently acquired from a friend. If you follow me on Instagram, you learned how I acquired it. It's just one of my favorite books that I've ever read, and I read it over and over and over and over and over. And I watched the movie over and over and over and over and over. My poor parents were so annoyed with The Secret Garden, I'm sure, that it drove them crazy. But I just barely got this thanks to my friend Dana, and I'm absolutely so excited to delve in and reread it again with the eyes of an adult. It's been quite a few years since I've read it, actually, so I'm really excited to dig in and read this again. This is one I've mentioned recently several times on my channel. This is From Galilee by Marjorie Holmes. This is a fiction telling of the story of Mary and Joseph, Jesus Christ's parents, and how they fell in love. And I really enjoy it. It's very well done. It's a quick read. It's 200 pages. I love to read it every Christmas season. It just puts me in the right spirit and just reminds me that the Christmas season is about love and about loving the people around you. And that just makes it a wonderful journey for me. And so if you have not read this book, I do highly recommend it. It's sweet, it's innocent, and it's hard to find things like that anymore. Next this is kind of an obvious one if you've been on my channel very long at all, and that's The Princess Bride by William Goldman. This is a copy I got for my birthday because my other one got misplaced, but I absolutely adore this book. It is one of my favorites. The movie was my favorite movie as a kid. And then I learned in high school that there was a book. I'm like, what? There's a book? And my dad's like, yeah, it's even better than the movie. And so I picked it up, I read it, I love it, read it all the time. So again, if you have not read the book, go get the book. Because I love the book better than I love the movie. And that's saying a lot because The Princess Bride is one of my all-time favorite movies. Last but not least is The Brothers by Chris Stewart. Now, this is the first book in a series. It's called the Great and Terrible series. For me, the rest of the series was too war tactic, war-oriented. It just wasn't my kind of read. This book is essentially someone's perception of what the war in heaven looked like. So like how people chose between Satan and Jesus Christ. So this is very much a Christian religious book. But I've read this like 7 or 8 times, and I've only owned it maybe that many years. But it's a wonderful book. It follows Samuel and kind of his story of the happenings there. It's not a very long one, but I really, anytime I'm kind of feeling down and like wondering where my place is in life, I usually end up picking this up and reading it. So I'm sure you'll see me talk about this on my channel in a TBR sometime. You know, it's one that I pick up every so often and read again. And it's just a nice reminder of who I am and where I come from, and it just kind of grounds me again. And I really, really, really enjoy it. So friends, those are like 5 books that I reread all the time that I would recommend to people. And if you have not checked out any of those, I will try to leave links to them down below. So please check them out, give them a read, and see what you think from there. And me and my So Delicious are going to go enjoy the rest of our afternoon. So I will see you guys later. Bye.